This is Kristen from Weird Reddit 111, where we take a deep dive into glitches in the Matrix and the paranormal. I truly hope that you're enjoying these videos I produce on my channel. Your feedback is very valuable, and I appreciate every like, comment, share, and subscribe I get on my channel. It truly warms my heart. I ask that you please continue to show support, and if you're new here, please like, share, and subscribe. Also, please help the channel reach 1,000 subscribers. I hope you enjoy today's videos. And remember, don't forget to slap that notification button. Our first story is from user Super Unhappy Fun Time, the original poster for Glitch in the Matrix Reddit posts. I hope you enjoy. We have a breakfast laid on at work every morning. Just a simple buffet of eggs, bacon, what have you. Nothing huge, and it's really only to feed about a dozen people or so. I am usually one of the first guys from my team to get to work, and the kitchen was deserted as usual. I walked into the little kitchen. There was a ceramic egg tray thing with 12 eggs in it, like the bottom half of an egg carton with a socket for each egg. All spaces are filled with warm, freshly boiled eggs. I take one, walk over to the garbage bin, shuck the shell, then I walk back over to the food and stop dead. There are 12 eggs in the tray again. No one entered the room while I was peeling the thing. I touched the mystery egg. It was the same temp as the other eggs around it. Not a big thing, nothing major, but something very strange. Given one does not get presented with strange eggs from a parallel universe every day, I peeled and ate that one too. TLDR. Found strange quantum egg at breakfast. Ate it, did not gain superpowers. Our next story comes from Sarax11. This will probably get buried. When Sarax11 was around 20 a few years ago, they kept having dreams about a woman with long black hair named Aurora, pronounced Aurora. They were different dreams, but for some reason, her distinct face and name always ended up in them. Sarax11 would wake up frustrated and confused, trying to Google her name or find out how they were connected to here. After a few months, Aurora stopped showing up, and Sarax11 dismissed it, thinking their brain was just being a scumbag. Fast forward a few years later, Halloween 2009, Sarax11 is in the car with a friend, stopped at a gas station. They're about to pull out and merge onto a highway when they get a phone call from a random number. So they stop the car, but no one answers. There's a person behind them who grows impatient, honks, and then swerves in front of them instead of waiting for 2 seconds for Sarax11 to move. The second they get on the highway, a silver Civic loses control of their wheel and crashes into the car that swerved in front of them. Sarax11 calls the cops and waits at the gas station for them to come. Turns out the drivers of both cars died. It 100% would have been Sarax11 if they hadn't gotten that phone call. They call the number back a few hours later. Out of gratitude and curiosity, it rings 3 times and goes to voicemail. Hi, you've reached Aurora. Please leave your name and number. Sarax11 has never had goosebumps like that in their life. They call the number again the next day because they're that confused about the whole situation. A woman answers, they get to talking. Sarax11 tells her their entire story, including the dreams they had. The woman tells them she doesn't know how they got her number and that she never called them as far as she remembers. Weird. Sarax11 asks her if she has a Facebook to confirm if she is, in fact, the woman in their dreams. They check her Facebook and it's her. If that's not a glitch in the Matrix, then Sarax11 might just be batshit crazy. Our next story comes from another user who was inspired to write his own story that's eerily similar to the one we just heard. Killel Extremis is the OP. This happened about 15 years ago. Killel Extremis called his friend, who wasn't home, so he left a message on his answering machine. "Hey, it's me, Killel Extremis. Sorry I missed you. Call you later. Bye." He hung up and went about his day. But when his friend called back, he was puzzled. "Wow, that was quite a message you left. Who was that girl you were talking to?" But Killel Extremis had no idea what his friend was talking about. He hadn't been talking to any girl. Curious, Killel Extremis went over to his friend's house to listen to the message. After his initial message, there was a slight pause, and then it continued on for another 30-40 seconds or so. But it wasn't a message he remembered leaving. In this mysterious extension of the phone message, it was his voice having a conversation with a girl he didn't recognize. He was talking about going skiing, but needing to go down to his shop and work on a car first, activities that were typical for him. The message was recorded on a digital answering machine, so there was no tape to analyze. He couldn't explain it. Was it a glitch in the answering machine? Or had he somehow connected to an alternate universe? This story leaves us with more questions than answers. In the next part, we'll delve deeper into the world of these seemingly unexplainable events. In our next chapter, we bring you a tale that's sure to send chills down your spine. This narrative comes from a user named Mark Ulf Shame. One stormy day, Mark Ulf Shame, who happens to be an EMT, was driving home when he noticed a blocked-off side road leading to a local golf course. Flashing barricades were in place, and a Mercedes with its hazard lights on was parked just beyond them. Concerned, Mark of Shame decided to investigate. He approached the car, shining his flashlight into the back seat, where he found a man seemingly asleep, slumped over. As he moved to the driver's window, he noticed the driver sitting upright, motionless, staring straight ahead. His knocking on the window or flashing his light didn't cause any reaction. No blink, no flinch, no movement. The passenger, on the other hand, was slumped forward onto the dashboard. Feeling a growing sense of unease, Mark of Shame called the sheriff's station, requesting backup. While waiting, he went back to his truck to fetch his go bag. As he was relaying the license plate number to dispatch, a PG&E truck emerged from the closed road. As he moved around the truck to get a better view of the plate, he was stunned to find the car had vanished. The PG&E driver confirmed that an 80-foot tree was blocking the road and it wouldn't be cleared for at least a day. So, the question that haunts Mark of Shame and now us is, where did the car go? With a tree blocking one way and barricades the other, it seemed impossible for the car to just disappear. This incident left Mark of Shame feeling unsettled, a feeling that we can all relate to as we delve deeper into these unexplainable events. Stay tuned as we continue to explore the strange and the inexplicable in our next segment. Our next story is by KLS832. This account dates back to their third grade days, an experience so chilling it brought tears to their eyes and led to an unexpected meeting with the principal. Let's delve into this mysterious tale. KLS832 was in class one day when a fellow student, Tad, walked in late. The teacher scolded Tad for his tardiness and everything continued as normal. However, not more than 5 minutes later, the classroom door opened again, and to KLS 832's and the class's shock, Tad walked in late again. Everyone, including the teacher, stared in disbelief. Tad seemed as confused as the rest, swearing that he hadn't left the classroom since he arrived. This eerie incident deeply disturbed KLS 832, leading to a distressing episode that ended in the principal's office. But the strangeness didn't stop there. Years later, KLS 832's mother recounted a similar glitch. She was home alone when she heard KLS 832 call out for her from the kitchen, but when she went to respond, she found KLS 832 still outside playing with friends, a sight that left her bewildered. These unsettling incidents leave KLS 832, and indeed us, questioning the nature of our reality. Are these just glitches in our matrix, or is there something more to this world than meets the eye? Stay tuned as we continue to probe further into the inexplicable on Weird Reddit 111. Could the next story be yours? Our next story comes from user Americans Lang 59. As a former music industry worker, Americans Lang 59 has had their fair share of unique experiences while touring with bands. But there's one peculiar incident that stands out, an incident that leaves us pondering the inexplicable. Let's delve into this intriguing narrative. Americans Lang 59 was touring with a band. Their life was a blur of cities and stages, a whirlwind of sound checks, performances, and late-night drives. Amidst this chaos, Josh, the band's guitarist, started having a recurring dream. In this dream, he was in an unfamiliar town, playing his guitar on a moonlit porch, while an old woman watched from a rocking chair. After weeks of this dream, the band found themselves in Cassadaga, Florida, a town renowned for its spiritualist community. As they explored the town, Josh froze. There it was, the house from his dream, complete with the moonlit porch and the rocking chair. They approached the house and were greeted by an old woman who invited Josh to play his guitar on the porch, just like in his dream. The uncanny resemblance between Josh's dream and reality sent shivers down their spines. This strange encounter in Cassadaga left American Slang 59 and the band questioning the nature of dreams and reality. Are dreams just fragments of our imagination, or could they be glimpses into the future, or perhaps even parallel universes? This story leaves us wondering about the mysteries of the universe. Are these just coincidences, or is there a deeper, more complex reality that we are yet to understand? Stay tuned as we continue to explore the unexplainable on Weird Reddit 111. Could the next story be yours? Our next story comes from user Nymaz, who shares an intriguing phenomenon that they've experienced since childhood, a phenomenon they call doubling. Nymaz would notice the occasional inexplicable duplication of objects around them, from a pair of identical pins appearing out of nowhere to finding two identical shirts in their wardrobe that they had only bought once. These peculiar incidents were a part of their life. The most memorable incident happened during a summer camp. Nymaz had lost their name tag during a particularly hectic day of activities. The next morning, to their surprise, they found two identical name tags lying on their bed. Both had the same wear and tear, the same smudge of dirt in the corner, making it impossible to distinguish which one was the original. These strange occurrences didn't stop there. Over the years, Nymaz found items appearing in their possession that they had no recollection of acquiring. An extra set of keys, a duplicate of a book they were reading, even a second wallet with identical contents. Each time they were left bewildered, questioning the nature of these happenings. These glitches in the matrix, as Nymaz calls them, leave us questioning the nature of our reality. Are these just bizarre coincidences, or is there a deeper, more complex reality that we are yet to understand? Stay tuned as we continue to explore the unexplainable on Weird. Reddit 111. Could the next story be yours? Our next tale of the strange and unexplainable comes from a user by the name of Glass Jailer. They begin their story with a statement that sets the tone for what's to come. I can't explain this, and I hardly believe it myself. Glass Jailer tells us about an ability they have, one that defies natural law and biology. They claim to be able to breathe underwater. Yes, you heard that right, breathe underwater just like a fish. The first incident occurred at a public gym pool. Glass Jailer was swimming laps, and as they went to take a deep breath before diving underwater, they found they didn't need to come up for air. They continued to swim, confused, their lungs filled with air, yet submerged in water. They stayed underwater for an astonishing 15 minutes before fear and disbelief compelled them to surface. The second occurrence of this strange phenomenon happened at a lake during a camping trip. This time, Glass Jailer decided to test their inexplicable ability. They dove into the lake, and again, they didn't need to surface for air. They spent an hour underwater, exploring the depths of the lake, their lungs functioning as if they were on land. These unexplainable events leave us questioning the nature of our reality. Are we living in a world with hidden magical elements, or is Glass Jailer an anomaly in our understanding of human biology? Perhaps there's a scientific explanation waiting to be discovered. Stay tuned as we delve deeper into the realm of the unexplained on Weird Reddit 111. Could the next story be yours? Our next story from the user Squirrely takes us into the world of dreams and premonitions. 2 years ago, Squirrely had a dream, a nightmare to be precise. In the dream, a meteor tore through their house and their neighbor's house. It was like a scene from a war movie. Squirrely and their roommate were disoriented and semi-deaf, wandering through the fire and rubble, screaming and searching for their roommates and neighbors. It felt so real, so painful, that Squirrely woke up shaken. They told their roommate about the dream, trying to shake off the lingering dread. But then, 3 hours later, their house began to rumble. The sound of a turbine engine powering down seemed to come directly overhead, followed by 2 huge explosions. They ran outside to see billowing black smoke. They ran around the block to find 2 houses completely destroyed, ripped through by a fighter jet. The houses were in ruins, and what was still standing was on fire. They tried to find any survivors among the wreckage. The reality of the situation eerily mirroring the dream from earlier. It was then that Squirrely's roommate reminded them of the dream. Coincidence, premonition, or something else entirely? It's a question that still haunts Squirrely, and one that adds another layer of mystery to our exploration of the unexplained on Weird Reddit, Martyr 11. Stay tuned, because you never know whose story might be next. In the realm of the unexplained, time often plays a peculiar role. Our next story from user Gruth is a testament to just that. Gruth recalls a winter night in their dorm room, gazing at the falling snow with their roommate, engaged in casual conversation. Then, in the blink of an eye, night turned into day. Gruth's roommate had no recollection of the sudden transition. According to them, Gruth had gone quiet, staring blankly out the window, seemingly asleep with their eyes open. But for Gruth, the night had vanished in an instant, leaving them in a state of confusion and wonder. But the oddities didn't stop there. On another occasion, Gruth woke up and checked their iPod, seeing it was 5 hours. Deciding to catch some more sleep before work at 7, they drifted back off. But upon waking and checking the time again, it was 4:30. Time had seemingly gone backwards. Both incidents left Gruth questioning their perception of time, wondering if they were the world's most unremarkable time traveler or if they had experienced genuine glitches in reality. These peculiar tales serve as a reminder that the mysteries of the universe are not always grand or terrifying. Sometimes they're as simple and baffling as time slipping away, or in Gruth's case, reversing in the blink of an eye. Stay tuned as we delve further into the bizarre world of Weird Reddit Han11. Our next tale comes from user Bacon Was Taken, who shares a story that feels less like a glitch in reality and more like a cosmic joke. Bacon Was Taken and her husband grew up near each other, but their paths never crossed until their late 20s. However, the universe seemed to have a funny way of teasing them with near encounters. From a failed bid on a house next to his parents when she was 11, to him spotting her in a parade during college, where she was dressed as a crab standing next to Ariel from The Little Mermaid, the odd coincidences didn't stop there. At a house party, Bacon Was Taken found herself in a photo at a high school party she had no recollection of attending, and what's more, her future husband was in the same photo on the opposite side. They had mutual friends, attended the same family gatherings, heard stories about each other, but never met. It was as if they were ghosts in each other's lives, always present but never seen. Finally, after 6 years of these near misses, they met and instantly clicked and have been inseparable ever since. This story serves as a reminder of the strange and subtle ways the universe can intertwine our lives, even when we are completely unaware. It's a testament to the unseen connections that bind us and the mysterious forces that guide us towards our destinies. Stay tuned as we continue to explore the strange and unexplainable tales from the world of Weird Reddit 101. In our next intriguing narrative, we delve into the world of the paranormal, as shared by user Sam Rake. His family owns a house in Cape Cod with a rather disturbing history. The previous owner, a white supremacist, had an autistic son named Jimmy, infamous for his eccentric and cruel behavior. When Samraik's family moved into the house, they discovered Nazi paraphernalia, which they promptly disposed of. At the tender age of 7, Samraik began experiencing nightly visits from a shadowy figure donned in a trench coat and fedora similar to Jimmy's attire. The figure, appearing as a silhouette, would occupy various spots in Samraik's room. It would stand in the corner, crouch, or sit on the bed opposite his, and once it even occupied a rocking chair, leaving it in motion even after it disappeared. After a few of these unnerving encounters, Samraik shared his experiences with his parents. While his mother dismissed it as a nightmare, his father suggested a peculiar solution. He advised young Samraik to tell the figure, "Jimmy, I don't have your stuff." The next night, and a snake said when the figure appeared again, Samraik followed his father's advice. To his astonishment, Jimmy walked over, got uncomfortably close, and then vanished, never to be seen again. In later years, Samraik learned about the house's history and often wondered if his subconscious had somehow absorbed and reimagined these eerie encounters with Jimmy. But the vividness of his memories suggests otherwise. This chilling tale reminds us that the past can sometimes leave imprints on our present, manifesting in ways that are both inexplicable and eerie. Join us as we continue our journey into the uncanny world of Weird Reddit 107. In this gripping account from user Panjalang, we find ourselves in North Texas, where a group of friends set out on a chilling adventure to an abandoned house in the middle of nowhere. As teenagers, they often gathered on a friend's cow farm, spending their weekends immersed in the serene countryside. One summer night, the farm owner suggested they visit an old, deserted house he had spotted during his farming routes. Despite their apprehension, no one wanted to be the first to say no, and they all agreed to go. The journey to the house was eerie and unsettling as they drove over a very old river. Now just a stream, they noticed the landscape gradually turning black and white, a phenomenon they couldn't explain. This uncanny transformation heightened their fear, and they arrived at the house in a state of dread. The house, a 2-story Southern-style structure, stood ominously in the darkness. The white pillars were discolored with age, and the faux balconies jutted out from under the second-story windows, adding to its ghostly appearance. In the yard, they discovered freshly dug holes containing crumpled pieces of paper with crude drawings of people, all of which depicted sadness or distress. Venturing into the house, they found it dark and empty. The doors were broken off their hinges, and the only light came from a single flashlight. It was then that one of their friends dared another to sit alone in the living room with his eyes closed for 30 seconds. The dare was accepted, and they watched as their friend disappeared into the house. After several minutes, their friend didn't return, and they discovered a dead cat crammed underneath the pedals of their car with cat fur strewn about. Panicked, they honked the horn and flashed the headlights at the house, but their friend remained missing. Finally, 2 of them decided to go after him. They found their friend huddled in a corner of the living room, pointing at the wall behind them. Each time their car's headlights flashed, they could see their names written on the wall in red. This unsettling tale is a stark reminder of the inexplicable phenomena that sometimes lurk in the most unexpected places. Join us as we continue our journey into the strange and unexplained world of Weird Reddit 111.
Hey guys, this is Kristen from Weird Reddit 111. I hope you enjoyed today's series and stories from the Ask Reddit feed. Now, I do want to thank every one of my subscribers each and every time I see a comment or a like or a view from you guys. It warms my heart. It truly does. And I just wanted to let you guys know that I do appreciate all of your views. So if you have any other questions or concerns, just let me know. And I'll take in all your feedback. But for now, please hit that like, share, and subscribe button. I'll see you another day. Have a nice day, guys.